Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Mark chapter 14, verses 17 through 21. And as I said on Sunday, I'm going to begin to try to help us prepare for the Lord's Supper, observing the Lord's Supper this coming Sunday. And so let's jump into our reading. And this reading is actually the institution of the Lord's Supper. He's getting it ready, and they are reclining at table. The text we actually took 2 days ago on Sunday. And when it was evening, he came with the 12, and as they were reclining at table and eating, Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, one of you will betray me, one who is eating with me." And so I have outlined here, reclining at table and eating. I have that as an attitude we need to change, an attitude we need to adopt. And I wonder, are you in a spot where you feel like you could recline at table and eat with Jesus? If Jesus was able to come to your house, are you in a spot that you wouldn't be embarrassed for Christ to come and sit down at your table? And notice it's even reclining. Now, part of this is they were reclining at table is that's the way they sat. That's the way they sat around the dinner table in the Middle Eastern world there in Israel. The table would be low, and they would actually be reclining at the table. So they'd be really laying on the floor as they eat, and an elevated table, but being low to the ground, would be there that they would eat off of. But there is this idea of just informality. There's this idea of laying, of resting, reclining at table and eating. And so the attitude we need to change, that we need to adopt in our own heart, is that we need to realize that when we come to the Lord's table, we are coming into the Lord's presence. We are eating with Christ. The Spirit of Christ is with us, and He's with us in a very powerful way when we take the Lord's Supper. So this week, as we get close to taking of the Lord's Supper, I think we need to be asking ourselves and asking our hearts, are we ready to take the Lord's Supper? Is there anything that would that we would be embarrassed of Jesus, or embarrassed of ourselves if Jesus came and sat and ate with us? Then Jesus goes in verse 19, he says, or 18, he says, "One of you will betray me." Then they began to be sorrowful and said to him one after another, "Is it I?" And that's an example for us to follow. That's that humility that we saw this past Sunday. The disciples really wondering, all of them, "Is it I? Could it be I that betrayed you?" And we need to make sure as we come to the Lord's table, as we come to take communion, we need to take it in a humble way. We don't need to be arrogant about who we are and what we've done. We need to realize that everything good that we've done, we've only done because of God's power in us, and that we need to be humble and realize that every one of us, because of one decision that we've made, could really cause all kinds of damage to the people around us and to ourselves. Is it I? We come to the Lord's table with humility, seeking the refreshment and the break that God offers to us. Verse 20, Jesus said to them, "It is one of the 12, one who is dipping bread into this dish with me. For the Son of Man goes, it is written of him. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for that man if he had not been born." Jesus is saying, hey, this is the way. The Son of Man will be betrayed by one of the 12. The Messiah will be betrayed by one of the 12. But the end for that man is not going to be good. And we know that the end of Judas was not well. He did not come to a point where he was able to repent. He didn't come to a spot where he would come and be restored to Christ. Instead, he went and he hung himself. He did not come to Christ's table. He did not stay close to the Lord. I pray that has been a blessing for you as we prepare to take the Lord's Supper together. I want you to have that image of you reclining at table and eating with Jesus. And I will see you all in the next video.